Top of the morning to ye, and welcome to Daybreak Fraser Valley Weekend. I'm Kelli O'Padden.
And I'm Bradley Jeanette.
It's our salute to upcoming St. Patrick's Day and to the 2026 Sapphire Creative Sportys Awards. Bradley, I'm glad you got the memo to wear green.
You got it too, I see.
Yeah.
We're so excited for this jolly morning as we head pell-mell into St. Patrick's Day festivities, and we're also excited to feature the brand new Sporty Awards coming up next week with interviews with Marty Champagne of Sapphire Creative, the title sponsor, and Drew Fuoco of Kelli O'Brien's Chilliwack, the presenting sponsor.
We also have a little contest brewing that we'll get into in a second. Very excited to have Natalie Bedard returning this week as well with a new episode of Total Wellness sponsored by Rivercrest Contracting Limited.
And Black Press Media's picks for the news from around the valley and our picks for what to get up to this Fraser Valley weekend. All coming up now.
Welcome back. We have a great show coming up, and we have some giveaways happening.
That's right. For all you loyal viewers that watch us every week, and perhaps some of you new ones too, there's a post pinned on chillTV's Facebook page. Like and share the post, and you have a chance to win Sporty's contest this week, consisting of an amazing merchandise prize pack courtesy of Sapphire Creative. There's a t-shirt, a hoodie, a ball cap, and a $100 gift card to Kelli O'Brien's Chilliwack, as well as 2 tickets to the March 20th Sporties at the Chilliwack Cultural Center.
This is all courtesy of our guest today, and we'll be meeting with them later. Winner will be announced on social media noon on St. Paddy's Day. Okay, so what did you get up to this week?
It's been a really busy week. I feel like I've got about 5 or 6 different balls in the air that I'm juggling right now, but it's spring.
It's spring. Renewal. It's time to start new things.
Yeah, lots on the go.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You too?
I had a really great week. There was a really cool event on Wednesday by Executive Presence and the Wonder Women Society in Abbotsford. It was over 300 women, like leaders and thought leaders and scholars and entrepreneurs all in the same place. It was really fantastic, really filled my bucket, so to speak.
So you had International Women's Week, not International Women's Day.
It's the way it should be.
I think so too. All right, why don't we move on to the news brought to you by the reporters of Black Press Media, and we'll start in Abbotsford. It's almost tulip time again, with several locations in and around town celebrating the arrival of spring with events next month. Ben Lipka of the Abbey News reports the Abbotsford Tulip Festival event, hosted by Lakeland Flowers, the biggest and longest running, will run from dusk till dawn beginning on April 13th and running until May 3rd. According to Lakeland Flowers owner Nick Warmerdam, there were over 100,000 visitors last year. That's like all of Chilliwack, which was a 50% increase from 2024.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of flowers, too.
It's a lot of flowers. And just another one, you sent me this link.
I did.
From Man Farm. So there's going to be a lot of different activities this spring.
Yeah.
They have tulips as well. And they also have baby animals and Highland cows.
I saw the cows.
We need to make like a weekend of it and go to both places.
Let's pick a third while we're at
We'll
it.
pick a third. Okay. In Chilliwack, here's something from the Daybreak, well, it's about time pile. A new detection system in Chilliwack to cut highway overpass strikes from overheight vehicles, or trucks specifically. Jennifer Feinberg of The Progress reports Chilliwack is a test site for this new system, and it will be at the number 3 road overpass on Highway 1. It's been amongst the first chosen as a site because there's been an incredible 6 crashes there since 2021, according to a March 9th release from the Ministry of Transportation and Transit. Overheight collisions are entirely preventable, said Mike Farnworth, Minister of Transportation and Transit. It's never quite been understood how a truck can travel presumably one way and not hit the overpass, and yet what's going on? I don't know. I'm sure
It's a little confusing.
it has at least something to do with how heavy the load is, but how much wiggle room is there in the first place?
It's bizarre.
I don't know. I'm glad something's happening.
Something's happening. Let's hope it works, right? Let's hope it works. And speaking of hope, Jennifer Feinberg for the Hope Standard reports flood protection work for the damaged portion of the Hope Golf and Country Club.
That was a good segue.
It was a good segue. In the amount of $664,000 was approved by the District of Hope Council this week. The venue had significant flood damage in the 2021 heavy rainfall event and was compounded by subsequent flooding this past December. Ongoing erosion of the banks and the new channel, which cut through the golf course lands, could be expected to continue, if not mitigated, with proactive flood protection works, which the funds will be used for through bank armoring with riprap and anchoring tree root structures and green plantings in the waterway.
Yeah, since that flood, we've all learned a lot about things like riprap, haven't we?
And water. We never had to discuss water so much.
It's a force.
It's been 5 years of water.
Yeah. All right. In Langley, Matthew Claxon of the Langley Advanced Times reports that Langley remains the 12th most expensive community to rent a home in Canada, average rent being $2,344 as of last month. So that's the bad news. However, maybe some good news, rents here and across the country continued to drop. In fact, it hit almost a 3-year low. Rentals.ca recently released its new monthly roundup of average asking rent, covering rents through February, showing asking rents were about $2,030 across the country. Vancouver remains the most expensive city in which to rent, with an average of $2,672, with Toronto in second place at $2,482. That's a lot.
That's a lot of money. Yeah. Out in Mission, Dylan White of the Mission Record reports a fire at a seniors housing complex on Monday night has left 142 residents displaced. At a press conference this past Tuesday, Mission Fire Rescue Service Chief Mark Goddard said no serious injuries or fatalities were reported, but 16 people were sent to the hospital for smoke inhalation. One resident, a woman over 100 years old, was found alive in the stairwell 2 hours into the response. A relief that there were no serious injuries, but how stressful for those residents.
Yeah, and thank you to the first responders, to the employees at the center. Like, they had to be on point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a reminder to everyone, run those fire drills, check those alarms or those smoke detectors. All right, that's it for the news this week. Thanks to Black Press for your very important news reporting from all over the valley. And after the break, we will meet with Sapphire Creative.
Myself, I am fairly new to Chilliwack, actually. I moved here about 3 years ago.
It provides the opportunity to get involved in many different types of projects, not only local but also international.
I joined because I just wanted to learn more about Chilliwack.
Really interesting people.
We lip synced music all night long as the entertainment for the Rotary Club.
So we were able to provide a water well.
I wanted to make friends, I wanted to network.
Rotary has given me so much over the past 6 years that I've been a part of it.
You're one of the most organized and charities and service clubs in the world.
It really makes you feel like you're a part of something.
Drew Fuoco, welcome to Daybreak. So you are the owner of Kelli O'Brien's and Carlos O'Brien's, and I'm really confused. I want to know, are these guys related?
Well, it's actually, it's a guy and a girl. So there's no relation,
All right.
but there is a good story there on how we became to be at Kelli O'Brien's today. So Kelli was an Irish girl from County Cork, the real capital of Ireland, apparently. And then Carlos was a young man from a small town in Mexico. So Kelli's on a little trip, you know, he's feeling young, meets Carlos, they fall in love, passionate affair, and what have you. And they decided they really wanted to open up a Irish Mexican kind of fusion restaurant, and they wanted to be fair, so they decided to move to Canada. And that's not a true story, but it's a lot more fun to tell than our original CEO. Actually, he's a pretty cool guy anyways, but founded Kelli O'Brien's almost 40 years ago in Kelowna, and the Kelli O'Brien's, that's Irish themed family restaurant. So that was the purpose of that. But eventually, you know, okay, we're an Irish restaurant. We want to kind of have a pub atmosphere. So that's where Carlos O'Brien's came in. So if you go to Kelowna, they have the restaurant downstairs, and upstairs is the Carlos pub. Sorry, I'm a hand talker too. So.
No, that's fine. I mean, I kind of liked the love story. Just go put that out for Valentine's Day. Like, beam it up.
Got a little bit of ways for that, but we'll
Yeah.
do.
Your husband might have to change his name to Carlos.
My husband, yeah. All right, yes. So it is lovely. That's a lovely story.
Yes.
Okay, but Kelli O'Brien's, Carlos O'Brien's, is pretty new to Chilliwack. So are you from the Valley? Are you new here? Tell us your story.
I'm relatively new here still. I mean, I moved here August of 2024 with the purpose to open the restaurant.
Okay.
Originally from Kamloops, though. So Chilliwack does feel very homey for me. It has a similar kind of small town feel that's growing really quickly.
Yeah.
And, you know, so that has a mix of like, I feel like kind of down to earth values, but like a forward thinking mindset, which is really cool. But, you know, I've been with Kelli O's for a long time. I started with them when I was going to university, get a tourism management degree, brief stint on Victoria until I got dragged into Vancouver to work for Carlos O'Brien's there, and Kelowna still with the company, and they booted me out here, and I've never been happier.
All right. Well, that's really exciting. And
Yeah.
so Kelli O'Brien's relatively new. Now, when you talk about it, do you lean into the Kelli or do you lean into the Carlos?
I mean, I think because we are Kelli O's first and foremost, we definitely stand behind that name. And I mean, that's the company that I started our location in Kamloops many moons ago.
Okay.
So I have a fond spot there, but you know, our Carlos side is a big part of it. So that's, you know, that lets us do our live music events and our kind of like, you know, we had our second annual Galentine's this year, which is a big hit. So we can do a lot of stuff on that pub side and keep it above board and make sure all our patrons are following the rules and we're having fun at the same time.
Well, and you do so much in the community. So I'm always seeing fundraisers there. I saw you at the Chilliwack Chamber of Commerce Awards. So you're really, really involved and already part of the fabric of the community. So, like, tell me about that strategy, that approach.
I mean, I've gotten pretty fortunate. I have a really good team that's already very cemented in the industry. A lot of people know Vanessa, who is my assistant general manager and my right hand in the business, and she's been in the industry for a long time. And so having her, and the rest of my team, of course, as well, but, you know, she's got a solid core of connections and a very creative mindset. And, you know, I've got a personality that doesn't have any shame. So between the two of us, we're able to get out there. And I mean, a big part of it is we have the space in the restaurant for those like large events. And I think I found the community is very receptive. You know, if we want to do something kind and just for the right reasons, you know, they're appreciative, and I see that like same person coming in with their different friends and being genuinely thankful. So it does make it a little easy for us.
And so now you're involved with the 2026 Sporties.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How did that happen?
Well, that was pretty cool. And, you know, I'm happy that I actually was reading my emails that day because I believe Barris reached out to me. And I'm trying to get better. I'm still a new business owner. But, yeah, so we set up a meeting, had a chat, and, you know, he explained the concept, which I think is cool. I think we draw on a lot of sports teams. And because of the space, we can easily accommodate one or two teams really easily. So, you know, to acknowledge, I think, some of the local players that kind of get forgotten and a lot. Anyways, that side of things. And then the whole concept sounded a lot of fun. You know, we'll do a little halftime show and just another little thing in the city, I think, to help put Chilliwack on the map where it's starting to appear a little bit brighter.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with recognizing some excellence in leadership and community, right?
100%.
All right. One more question.
Okay.
So you were nominated for 3 awards, Business Excellence Awards through the Chilliwack Chamber. Do you remember what they were?
I do. Best New Business, Best Dining Experience, and then Community Impact.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
But yeah. No, and, you know, obviously would have liked to win, but I think to be acknowledged for 3, not just one, for 3 awards after our first year of business is a big honor. And we have a pretty good working relationship with the Chamber too. So, you know, appreciate the opportunity. They throw a great party. I think we throw a better after party, but credit where credit's due. So.
Well, I think you guys are winners.
That's really all I was looking for. I was waiting for that.
All right. So St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
What do people need to know?
Kelli
O'Brien's has to be the spot, right?
I assume so. I mean, we got some competition out there, but I like to think we're a lot of fun. Come early, wear your green. We've got a cool, early in the day, we're doing a kids coloring contest from around 11 till 2. We've got some dancers coming in around 4 o'clock. We got a few, and then promotions all day. We're doing some we got some cool prizes. So again, Vanessa has about, we're probably going to successfully execute half of them, but we got a bunch of ideas. We'll do some prize draws. We got some cool things on the go. So I won't spoil all the surprises, but I mean, wear your green. If you want to stay, I'd suggest people to come early. We don't take any rezos on St. Paddy's Day just because I want to be fair to everybody, but it should be, and obviously some Irish music in between. The staff love dressing up, which is honestly one of the funnest parts because I've worked at other stores where it's not as easy to get everyone motivated. These guys are like, can we dress up every day? And I'm like, not every day, please.
The staff team, so I've been to Kelly O'Brien several times. The staff team is on point.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations and good job.
No, I'm like, I'm lucky to, like, hopefully I inspire a little bit of that for myself, but I'm not going to take all the credit. I think we pick some good ones, and they do genuinely, they care, and most, like, I think they're friends and they get along, and I always say, you got to hire a few wacky people in this industry because people are paying a premium now for a product that didn't cost that a few years ago. So you got to give them an experience, make it fun, remind them why they're coming out to dine and hang out with us, and we do an okay job of that, I think.
So good leadership, good team, good environment,
Wacky people.
wacky people,
important.
good food.
Those are Daybreak vibes.
There's like no reason not to go.
I didn't catch the dress code memo, but that's okay,
You've got your green.
Got your shamrocks, yeah. All right. Well, best of luck with St.
Thank you.
Patrick's Day.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here.
I really appreciate the invitation.
Well,
Thank you.
You also brought us a gift card, so thank you very much for that. We're including it in our contests, and break a leg on Sporties Night.
Can't wait. It's going to be a great night. See you all there.
Yeah, I'll be there too. After the break, Natalie, Bedard, and Total Wellness sponsored by Rivercrest Contracting Limited.
Hi again, it's Natalie Bedard, fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach, and today I would like to talk to you about discipline. I talked about discipline a little bit last time. Some of you are very disciplined for now, but what you need to know is that discipline is not an infinite well for all of us. It's limited, and if you think that other people have more discipline than you, you're wrong. Have you ever said, like, that person is more disciplined than I am? Or, I don't really have a lot of willpower. Or, I can't be trusted around food. All of those statements are actually not true. Because what we've found in research is that disciplined people, or the perception of disciplined people, they're not really more self-controlled or disciplined or have more willpower than you. They just set up their environment so they don't need to use self-control as much. So willpower is strongest when our energy is the highest. For most of us, that'll be the morning, but we're all different. But if you are relying on willpower at the end of a long day at work, you fought your way home in traffic, you're standing in the kitchen at 9 p.m., you're tired, you're stressed out, well, you're creating a lot of friction for yourself, and self-control, willpower, is going to be almost non-existent. The people who appear to be more disciplined, they've just set up their environment so that they have less friction. They've prepared themselves, or as I like to say in coaching, they've shaped the path. So for instance, let's say you get home at the end of that day that we talked about, you're tired, you're stressed, and the first thing you see on your counter is cookies. And you open your cupboard, and it's all those snack foods that are calling your name. Versus, say, the other person who comes home equally tired, equally stressed and frustrated, equally hangry, but when they come home, on the counter is a bowl of fruit. in their fridge, their protein, their veggies, all prepped, freezer meals ready to go. Who do you think is going to make the choice that is in alignment with their goals? So many people feel that their struggle with self-control is a character flaw, but it is just an environment flaw, and that can be fixed. You don't need more discipline, you need fewer decisions, which equals less friction and easier choices to make. Next time, I will show you one practical way to design your environment to set you up for success, fewer decisions, less friction, easier decisions that align with your goals. And we're going to start with the kitchen.
Okay, this was a very green show this week. It was fun channeling our inner Celts.
We look good in green.
Celtics?
Celtic.
Okay.
Yeah, we look good in green.
We do look good in green. You're a little bit Irish, aren't you?
A little bit, maybe. Who knows?
I'm mostly British, so, it's close enough, right?
I don't think the Irish would agree.
Probably not. Okay. Let's talk about what's going on around the Fraser Valley. But first, I want to know what you're doing this weekend.
Well, actually, I'm going to Kelly O'Brien's for lunch.
Okay.
It was already planned. I'm not a plant. But then this weekend, I'm going to pick up a couple plants because that's what I do.
That's what you do.
I'm going to order some soil.
Are you feeling inspired?
I am, because our viewers might not know. How much soil did you order, Bradley?
So I didn't know if I needed like 1 yard or 3 yards of soil. So when I got the price and I realized that delivery of garden soil, you actually pay more for the delivery than the soil. I was like, well, if 1 or 3 is good, then 10 would be better. So I have 10 yards of soil sitting in my front yard.
So that's what you'll be doing this weekend?
That's what I'll be doing for the rest of my life, yes.
You could just leave the pile there and just plant directly in it.
I should. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get to what's happening around the valley.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on.
So if you're not going to Bradley's to take like a cup of soil, in Abbotsford, you can start the Emerald festivities a little early this Sunday starting at 7:30 p.m. at a St. Patrick's Day dance hosted by Suburban Swing. There'll even be a dance lesson starting at 7:45. Tickets are only $12. If you're up for High Energy Sunday night, head down to Matsqui Community Hall. Tickets are available online, and you're asked to wear green, of course.
Of course. Out in Agassiz, there's more St. Paddy's Day this weekend, where the Fraternal Order of the Eagles Club has declared St. Patrick's Weekend, and it will be hosting a party Saturday night, tomorrow.
Okay.
Featuring live music with the Persons of Interest band, JP Fell Band, the O'Connell Irish Dancers, and Irish Stew.
I do love Irish stew.
I do too. Funds will be raised to support the Lookout Housing and Health Society, so get your tickets online as this event has a history of selling out.
I bet.
I would think so.
It'll be a wild night in Agassiz. All right, in Chilliwack is Derek Edwards, the funniest man in Canada. Well, that sure is the hype, and you can find out for yourself this Sunday at the Chilliwack Cultural Centre in Oxymoron, where Derek has been known to proclaim that in the grand contest of life, he proudly stands as a bona fide participant. Show starts at 7:30 p.m. And for St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday, head on down to Kelli O'Brien's on Luckakuk, our pick for what to do March 17th in Chilliwack.
I wonder if they'll have green beer.
That makes my stomach hurt just thinking about it. I feel like there's an age where green beer before is okay, but then green beer after is not.
We're going to say 21. After 21, it's not good for us anymore.
We don't want to cut into their profits. Let's say 35.
35. 38. 42. Anyways, spend St. Paddy's Day in Hope watching a full weekend of curling at the St. Patrick's Day Mixed Open Bonspiel. And well, this doesn't actually happen on St. Patrick's Day. It does start today and will continue until Sunday at the Hope Curling Club on 6th Avenue.
All right. Saturday in Langley, nothing says St. Paddy's like the Dead Frog Brewery. Green beer.
There we go.
Will begin flowing at 11 a.m., so that's an early start. It's noon somewhere. There'll be bangers and mash, which I think is actually English.
Probably.
But at least nearby, like you said. And you're asked to make reservations as it will be busy.
It will be.
It will be.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy everywhere. All right. I think the weather is supposed to be as ugly as it has been for the last week. Kind of confusing weather.
Like Ireland.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on theme.
But let's get on to it. Thanks to Marty Champagne of Sapphire Creative and Drew Fuoco of Kelli O'Brien's Chilliwack, and to Natalie Bedard with Total Wellness, sponsored by Rivercrest Contracting Limited.
If you have something you think we should share on the show, we would love to hear from you. So contact us through Messenger on chillTV's Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous
Fraser Valley weekend.